Coach Frye, after the second day of the Gamecock opener. Just wrapped up with our, this kind of signature race for the Gamecocks, the 4x4. A couple good top times for the men's and women's team with not everybody all the way healthy right now. So talk to me a little bit about those couple performances and how pleased you are to see where we are right now with those.
I'm really happy. Our girls did a great job. Stephanie came back and ran 52, made a good run, proved something to herself. She won the break and kept it going there and got a 52 lead-off leg. So we expect her to get that way in our open race the next time we come back here. And so it just takes us a minute. And then the other girls just ran brave. I mean, we got 54-second legs out of people that were running 57-second opens. That means they're more courageous for their teammates. And we asked them to be brave. Be brave for your teammates when you run the relay. And this crowd was electric. Their teammates are around. The Gators were hollering their Gator chant, and the Gamecocks are hollering again. So it really encouraged our kids to step up to that level.
Yeah, and I heard you kind of talking that post meeting, talking a little bit about how you're proud of a lot of personal records, especially a lot of these home meets where a lot of kids get a chance to get out here and run. Talk to me a little bit about how important personal records are to you and what you kind of told the team.
To me, personal records in all sides of life. Personal records when it's your first semester having a 3.0. I mean, this semester we know with 28 people with 4.0s. And then we had 88 people that had above a 3.0. See, I need to know that from each one of them. I want them to be proud of their personal records. If you go through life and if you cherish the personal records you have, if you just did something on a job extraordinary for the first time, personal things that you accomplished, we have to count those things because life throws things at you that might not be to your liking. You have to be an overcomer and set a personal record. So we talk about academics after a day in which we just had a great athletic performance. So we need people to be not unhappy because they got beat by somebody else. As long as you're beating yourself, if you're the best person you can be, that's all that you can be. It's when you don't set personal best and you start feeling sorry for yourself, then you become that person. So it was great for me. I love it when our kids set personal best. And to have 5 people raise their hand to a personal best was great. I started to say seasonal best, but it's too early in the season for that.
You talked a little bit about some of the specific season bests and personal bests. Malik throwing a great throw in the weight toss, top 50 mark in the country right now. Evan goes out and drops his time a little bit further down in the 200. What performance kind of stood out to you today?
It's still the team effort on both of those relays. That was good. For our kids to know that Aaliyah Abrams is not running, and then in 2 weeks we probably have 2 different legs on there, and them to run, 3:37 or 8, that's a good one because Leah replaces a 56-second leg. So it makes you where you can go 3:30, 32-ish. And that's a competitive time when you run 32. You got to run 3:32 to get to the NCAA championship. So it gives us a chance to know that we might get to that. And for the men to run 3:09, and we had 48-second split on there. And then we know we got 2 kids that can run better than 48-second splits. So we look forward to running 3:06. It'll take 3:06, 3:05. And so we know we are there 3 seconds away from getting there. So those are the 2 encouragement because NCAA qualifier, we are not necessarily a college SEC top 10 team, but we're an NCAA possible top 15. If we run great mile relays and great quarters, and yesterday we had a great hurdle race, if we move those things along, we got throwers, and those things, Eric keeps getting better, then that gives us a position to get to the national meet and get ourselves in the top 15. And that's what we bank on. Our kids know that that's what we try to do.
You mentioned Eric, he didn't throw this weekend, but he kind of told me he plans on throwing this next week. Talk a little bit about this New York trip and how excited you are to get out there and have a big stage and go put up some big marks there.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about that on Tuesday, but New York's always something. It's a carrot for our kids to train, to get well in this meet right here, to make themselves necessary, do the little things, We got 104 kids on the team. Everybody can't go to New York. We only can, we buy 68 tickets, and 18 people are support staff. So, it leaves you 40 people that try to, somewhere over there from 68, that leaves us 50 people to try to find a way to travel and divide up among 104 athletes. So that's a task that we have, but they know home meets, everybody gets to compete. So this was a chance for some persons to make themselves necessary. And so there's gonna be some changes on our tickets come Monday, because there's some people that stepped up a little above, and some people went a little bit in the other direction. So it's a courage thing. Get to go to New York. Everybody knows we're going to go to New York. We're going to Philadelphia. We're going to give our kids a chance to get other opportunities. Athletics is not strictly just running around the track. And there's nothing like being in New York City, the dark lights and the walk the street. Some kids have never been out of their town. And this gives them a chance of hope, the big time. Some of them are going to be on Wall Street working one day. So.
Awesome. And then lastly, talk to me a little bit about the crowd and if you have a message kind of for the fans and what you're hoping to maybe see when we come back here at the end of the month.
We had somewhere near 400 people here yesterday on a Friday, and that was great to see people come off of work, come out for our local. We had a lot of local kids from schools from Savannah and from South Carolina State, from Newberry, from Consta, our local school, USC Upstate. So those are in-state kids getting the opportunity at an elite level. So they get to come to Carolina and take on Florida, and to take on NC State, and to take on the University of South Carolina. That experience bleeds into our community, and we believe the facilities of the state of South Carolina belongs to all its citizens. So it gives us an opportunity to let kids get exposure that maybe budgets don't allow them, that we're not so far away. It gives our city to have hotel rooms that they have to put people up so that our city can make some resources on a weekend that's in the middle of winter that's not a football. So I feel it is an obligation for us, the institution, to do something for our state. And that's why I try to encourage the number of teams and people to come here to run. We have 40 teams here, and then the crowds come over. And so today, if we had 400 yesterday, I would like to see, I think we may have 500 or 600 that were today. And so to have, if we got 1,100 fans or 1,000 fans on a week here, I'm proud of it, I'm glad of it, and they were enthusiastic. And all of them didn't cheer for the Gamecock. That's okay too. We're gonna try to make Gamecock fans out of everybody comes in here come January the 31st. It's gonna be wild in here. We'll have the Aggies from A&T have already run 3:06 in the mile read. Florida says they want to champion this up and go. Kansas State says that they're going to be in here. Northern Arizona, with their great distance crew, Raleigh Geiger and NC State, says that they're back in here. So after the results of all of those qualifying times and leading times in the country, we will be turning some people away. Not by the number of institutions, but we'll up the marks of persons who have to get in the heat. We're not going to increase the number of heats. So it's going to make it more difficult as the outside competitions come so that you can get into the heats. So, hey, I'm thrilled. It's what I dream to do. And everybody found room. Our new bleachers made availability. It made it such that those bleachers, the new ones that we got, the university provided for us since last season, has made it such that we can take the 1,300 athletes and have them comfortably in here and still have our 500, 600 people sitting in the stands. So we're meeting the needs of my expectations. And next week we'll add another portion. I was announced today by Chris Rogers that we'll be adding another portion to our floor to continue to make it an accommodating, so that we can reward the Lexington Gamecock Club, who's helping us pay that off such that we can do things. So the Gamecocks are stepping up to help the Carolina Gamecock track team. So I was glad Chris was able to let me know that. So I'm gonna look for some other help for other things we got to do. But the dream is coming true.
Awesome, Coach. Well, good luck, and we'll talk again soon.
As I tell the kids, this track is a part of the Martin Luther King dream. Tomorrow is a way for them to go back and give back into me. What have you done for somebody less fortunate than you? What do you do for somebody that doesn't have the same and can't do something back for you? The big thing is to look in here and you saw all kinds of persons here, shot putters that are big, distance runners that are small. You saw people from every nation and people of other colors. And all of them had a joyous time competing. Track is a beautiful thing if you want to see competition. Martin Luther King will be proud of this Gamecock experience that we gave on his weekend. So I appreciate the support we got from our Gamecock fans that came, because I feel very strongly about the I Have a Dream. We are fulfilling the dream if people will look. If it's to be, it's up to me. Who can? I can. What's to do? Let's do it. That's our slogan.
All right, thanks, Coach.